Welcome in my kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to make pizza, which I like to call deep dish pizza. My name is Monika and I'm going to explain exactly step by step how to make it. So what do you need? Mushrooms, tomato sauce, cheese. I have also 2 onions. And for the dough, we're going to need 2 cups of flour, 1 cup of water, then teaspoon of instant yeast. Of course, some spices for frying onions. And then I will use a lot of olive oil. The olive oil is going to be used for almost everything. We're going to add olive oil to the dough as well as for frying and then putting preparing the dishes for baking. I'm going to quickly remove some pieces from my table so we can start with the dough. We're going to use 2 cups of all-purpose flour, so the flour goes into the big bowl. And the bigger bowl is better because you need some room for the dough to rise. So that's what I'm using, approximately 10 inches in diameter bowl. That's what I have on the table. So 2 cups of flour, then 1 cup of warm water. I'm going to use 1 tablespoon, maybe 2 tablespoons. I'm going to just eye it, and yeah, olive oil. Pinch of salt, big pinch of salt. Teaspoon of dry instant yeast, and I'm going to use my hands to mix all the ingredients, and that's going to be our dough. The dough is going to double in size and is probably going to take 45 minutes to an hour to do so. And well, that's why I'm starting with the dough. Dough is ready. I'm going to form a little ball and then cover it with little plastic on top and leave it in one warm place for maybe an hour, so the dough is going to double in size, and then we will work on our mushroom and onions. In the meantime, we're going to chop the onions. I have 2 medium-sized onions and I think that's going to be enough. And basically what I do, I just cut them in half and then make smaller pieces. So I have frying pan with couple of tablespoons olive oil on it, heating already. So the onions will right away go straight on the hot oil. There we go. I'm going to saute the onions for maybe 4 minutes with a little bit of salt and pepper, and that is what they need, nothing else. Two pinches of salt, 2 pinches of black pepper, mix it together. And while they are cooking, I am going to work on mushrooms. So I'm going to slice the mushrooms by cutting them in half and then, well, thin slices. You can leave the stems of the mushrooms or cut them out. It depends how it's easier for you to cut them. I'm going to leave them and they will just disappear in the whole cooking process. So this is my last mushroom, and I see that the onions are getting ready, so I need to swap the pots and we're going to start frying our mushrooms. The onions look delicious. I'm going to add maybe tablespoon of olive oil again. Increase the heat so our pot is going to be ready faster. And then the mushrooms going in. So I'm going to reduce the moisture from the mushrooms. It's going to take maybe 6-7 minutes. Again, I'm going to add 2 pinches of salt and a little bit of black pepper. So the dough is ready. I'm going to divide it in 4. And we will start assembling our pizzas. For the pizza, I'm going to use baking dishes that are round, 8 inches in diameter. So that's what the size of our pizza is going to be. Okay. Well, you can use your hands, you can use the knife for dividing the dough. But first, if you want to use your hands, use a little bit of oil so the dough is not going to stick into your hands. Okay, so I'm going to take 1 portion. They are sticky, and make a little ball out of it. It's going to help me when I'm going to put them on the round baking dishes. So the roundness, the roundness is going to be very round in the baking dish. The baking dishes, they need a little bit of olive oil as well to start with, so the dough is not going to stick to the dish itself. And I'm just using my fingers again. Go around the sides as well. And your dough just going to be placed inside. And I'm trying to just stretch it with my fingers. I will leave it for 15 minutes or so to again give it a little bit time to rise again. And then they will go for 10 minutes to the oven for 350 degrees. And then I'm going to remove them and put my toppings on. And then finish it baking with the toppings on. Okay, so this guy is ready. It's almost the size of my bottom of the baking dish, and that's what I need. Nothing else. So I'm just stretching it out. Okay, keep it in one warm place for maybe 15 minutes till you see that the dough is going to rise up again, and the baking 350 degrees 10 minutes. After 10 minutes in the oven, they're going to look pretty ready. So the first thing that we're going to do is to put the tomato sauce, and I used maybe cup of the tomato sauce for the dough that we had. And on the tomato sauce, mushroom. The mushroom is reduced. There is no water in the mushrooms whatsoever at this point. And we used 16 ounces package for this recipe. So I'm going to put a lot of mushrooms in here because I love mushrooms. And the same with onions. Ooh. It smells so good. Sometimes I also have minced garlic, but today I have just onions and mushroom. If you love garlic, you can add it. It's going to make it so delicious. Well, the same delicious. And on top, mozzarella cheese. I believe I have maybe 2 cups of mozzarella cheese. It was already shredded. And I use mozzarella because mozzarella is almost tasteless. So what I want to taste in my pizza or on my pizza is the mushroom and the onions, not the cheese. So if you have different taste for cheese, go for it, but overpowering cheese can, well, be too cheesy. But yeah, mozzarella is almost tasteless and it's perfect for this pizza. So this dish is going to go back to oven up to not up to 350 degrees, and I will keep it in my oven 15 minutes up to 18 minutes. It depends how the cheese is going to look. If you like more melted cheese, keep it a little bit longer, but I usually go for like 15 to 18 minutes and then check on it and remove it. So my pizza is ready, and because I used 8 inches in diameter baking dish, this is perfect personal size of pizza. So I'm not going to transfer it to any plates or anything. I'm just going to start eating from the baking dish. So I am having my ready pizza. Look at it. It is beautiful. The cheese is melted to perfection, in my opinion, and all the stuff in the pizza looks fantastic. And look what's going to happen. It's moving, so it's not sticking to the baking dish whatsoever. So you can just remove it and eat the whole thing. Or if you want to, you can just cut it in small pieces like I'm doing right now for the tasting purposes. And, oh yes, I am going to get a bite. It is crunchy. Delicious. I have 2 more in the oven, so I'm going to have 4 in total from the portion of the dough that we started at the beginning. So you can feed 4 people, maybe. Because I'm going to eat 2 myself, so maybe only 2 people. It is perfect. I'm going to show you how it looks when you cut a piece of it. And look at it, it's perfect size for 1 person. Fantastic. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please try making it and let me know what you think about it. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.